always enjoy when Mike Leach comes on to talk with us. We're surprised, many of you were surprised to see him come over to this coast. But, Mike, thank you for joining us. Congratulations. And what I want to do with you first, before we talk football with you, every offseason you decide to study something that interests you. And I've got a list here of some of those things. Can you give me just a fact that you find interesting on some of these things that you study during the off season? Like, for example, Daniel Boone.
Well, he was captured by the Indians and escaped.
Yes, okay, but
I mean, I knew that.
I feel like most of us knew that. That doesn't show for an off season of research.
You did ask for a quick one, though.
Well, how far he traveled? He traveled just an incredible distance, just as far as wandering and curiosity. I mean, the incredible distance that he traveled.
How about Jackson Pollock, the artist?
Very haunted guy, a genius, revolutionized American art, and is the father of abstract expressionism. But also kind of a haunted guy, too.
Mike, I've been worried about your cough since the last time you were on with us. Is everything okay on that front?
No, I still have it.
Right. Well, we got checked out.
How about Geronimo? You studied Geronimo one off season.
Well, I wrote a book on Geronimo. I mean, actually, everybody that wants to know about Geronimo ought to get Geronimo Leadership Strategies of an American Warrior, and it's on Amazon. Well, I'll tell you one thing that was fascinating about the Apaches is they would have along those mountain trails that they had, they would have storage. They'd store stuff, whether it was to repair moccasins or hides or food. They'd have stuff stored along the way as they were coming and going and traveling. So if they got in a bind, I mean, they knew where various things were stored. They also traveled. They traveled high. They traveled along mountain ranges is how they navigated rather than rivers.
I thought you had them using drugs. Australia.
Oh, man. Australia, there's a lot of stuff there now. Unique continent, size of the U.S., very arid, though. It's not as, the land's not as easily utilized as the U.S. because we have very fertile
Jesus, Mike.
soil.
Okay, Mike, come on, Mike. Come on. We're worried about you.
We have very fertile soil to the interior of the U.S. The other thing is Australia, you can just go right down the list. Everything will bite you, poison you, stick you, or kill you.
Mike, are you familiar with Oak Island in Nova Scotia, Canada?
Yeah, I've heard about it. I don't watch the show. It's remarkable that the show's been as long as it has without finding anything that I've heard of. Although I will say this: the people that watch the show like it. Anybody that I hear talk to or whatever that watch the show, they really like it.
I shouldn't be laughing.
You should check it out because they basically have been searching for years and years, and this goes back to the Roosevelts searching on the island to find hidden treasure, but they don't know what they're looking for.
I know that's a thing, and yet people. I think there is a curse of Oak Island from the standpoint. You can just have a show there, and you'll addict people, and they'll watch it for like 9 years, and you don't even have to find anything.
Mike, I'm going to try and isolate the sound because you're sounding more and more like a horse neighing while you're trying to clear your throat. Sharks. How about sharks? You studied sharks one off season. What'd you learn?
Well, sharks are. First of all, there's all kinds of sharks. Second of all, there's less attacks than you think. Third of all, I don't find sharks particularly innocent. If someone were to harvest one because they wanted to eat them or even shoot them with a Thompson machine gun like Hemingway used to, Hemingway hated sharks because they would eat his marlin or sailfish, and so he'd get on the deck with his Thompson submachine gun and just shoot them. And then pretty soon there'd be blood and they'd start eating each other. But They are a nuisance if you're out there fishing, though, because you'll bring in half a fish, especially tuna, which shark can't catch,
Are you more fascinated by Pirates or Vikings?
Lately Vikings just is kind of moving on to another subject, and Vikings are hard to research because there's far less material on them.
Okay, so you're looking for more information on Vikings. What is your obsession this offseason?
I haven't gotten into it. Right now my obsession is Mississippi State because I just got here and there's so much to do, and I'm scrambling to get on top of the pile. So I'd say Mississippi State football until I get a breather,
Yep, we've got less than a minute left. Always good talking to Mike Leach. You tell us whether you sound like a horse neighing here, yes or no?
What's that? Oh, no, that's not a good one.
Yeah.
No, you got to do better than that.
Well, you have to.
Yeah, I don't think that's me, though, is it?
Yes.
Mike, it was you 1 minute ago. Take the audio to your doctor, or we'll send it to you.
Well, that's part of the, that goes with the whole deal. I mean, that's part of the path. I mean, there's,
Mike, I want to talk to you again tomorrow when we have more time. Call us tomorrow, all right?
Oh, yeah, I'll be around. Call me anytime.
All right. Always good talking to you.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app, and for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.